all around the world, in some of the most important and iconic sites of Catholicism, people are proclaiming that there is a new pope.
True king, the true pope.
I found the man that is appointed by God, as the disciple found Jesus in his time. The true pope is here.
We are not a people who believe that the pope in the Vatican is in fact the legitimate pope. We believe that that right has been usurped, and it is actually the right of the true successor of Jesus Christ, who we say is Abdullah Hashem Aba Al-Sadiq.
I am Abdullah, the successor of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the successor of Jesus Christ. I am the true and legitimate pope.
He went viral. Some people thought he was the Antichrist,
claiming a lot of attention online.
Who boldly claims to be the second Mahdi.
This is a wild one, my friends, and he's growing a massive following.
Apparently the Mahdi has come!
I am Abdullah.
The man has gone viral all over TikTok!
This is the reality of a Mahdi religion of peace and light, a movement that's raising alarms worldwide.
The reaction was unprecedented.
I don't want to say it's cool. I don't want to say it's cool.
There is no one else but me that you are obliged to obey.
Whoa! That's kind of cool.
Some of the believers go ahead to the Vatican, raise the black banner that says on it that allegiance is to God.
Pope, the only pope, and it's being shown to the so-called pope right there.
I was shocked. Like, I actually opened my phone that morning, I read the headline, and I was like, no way. This is incredible.
Some breaking news to bring you now. This is a statement from the Vatican. A short while ago, His Eminence Cardinal Farrell announced with sorrow the death of Pope Francis.
Un de nos frères, très récemment, nous a proposé l'idée d'une action afin d'annoncer la bonne nouvelle à tous les chrétiens du monde entier de la venue du véritable pape.
Le jour de Pâques, le dimanche 20 avril 2025.
Nous avons choisi cette date-là car c'est une date extrêmement importante pour les chrétiens, extrêmement symbolique aussi.
There were brothers who, from their own initiative, they came up with this plan that they were going to be in the audience when the Pope appeared on Easter Sunday, and they were going to hold up these banners that said allegiance is to Allah, and these signs that said it's time for a new Pope.
So this was very exciting. A group decided to gather. There were 4 of them from France, Belgium and Switzerland.
Labbaik ya Aba Al-Sadiq.
Bismillah.
Je suis honoré de faire partie de cette mission. On m'a accordé cette chance incroyable de pouvoir faire triompher la parole de mon maître, Aba Al-Sadiq alayhi salam.
In order to make a symbolic protest against Pope Francis and the whole concept of papacy. As you know, in the Ahmadi religion of peace and light, we believe that in every day and age there is a prophet or a messenger or somebody who is sent by God in order to guide people, and that all the people have to obey this man, and the purpose of creation is to follow this man. So we believe that this man is Aba Al-Sadiq.
C'est une grande opportunité qu'on a aujourd'hui. Alhamdulillah. Et ce sera la première fois que la bannière noire va être levée à Rome.
Je tiens à dire à mon imam que je l'aime et que nous ferons tout pour faire valoir la darwa, faire valoir et brandir cette bannière.
There were lots of people all around the world going to Catholic churches to actually some of the most important and representative and iconic Catholic churches. They went to cathedrals, big cathedrals, all over the place. They were proclaiming one thing. They were proclaiming the time has come for a new pope and God has chosen a new pope. So this in itself created a lot of interest from the people.
Easter Sunday Mass, the most important Mass in the calendar in the year for Christianity. And they knew that the Pope will appear in public. And it's an event where you can find 80,000 people coming from all over the world just gathering in Vatican City to see the Pope. So they took the car, they traveled the whole night and the next day.
Incroyable qu'on puisse s'unir aujourd'hui à travers notre imam Aba Al-Sadiq alayhi salam. Benvenuti in Italia.
Benvenuti in Italia.
To enter the queue, to enter the very square of Vatican City, they have to wake up extremely early, like 6 o'clock, and to make the queue.
Lorsque nous sommes arrivés, nous n'avions pas de ticket pour entrer à la messe. Mais
subhanallah, on a eu des tickets vraiment facilement. On est tombé sur des gardes suisses et qui nous ont donné ces tickets-là pour rentrer à la messe.
At this moment, yeah, I don't think they were fearful, but they say it's going to be maybe a bit difficult. You know, we didn't expect. They knew. They were telling me, you cannot imagine the number of police that is there. The military presence is crazy.
Ensuite, lorsque nous sommes arrivés au portique de sécurité, il y avait énormément de soldats, énormément de policiers et de gendarmes. Ils nous ont fouillés et ils nous ont saisi qu'une seule banderole. Mais ils n'ont pas trouvé nos t-shirts sur lesquels il y avait nos slogans, ils n'ont pas trouvé notre bannière noire, ou nos bannières noires plutôt, sur lesquelles il est mentionné l'allégeance est à Dieu.
I actually got the great opportunity of being able to live stream that on our program called Rise Up. It's our daily morning show that we do.
Donc nous sommes rentrés et nous nous sommes rapprochés le plus possible du balcon sur lequel se tiendrait le pape.
Donc on est resté pendant toute la messe.
Nous avons attendu jusqu'à ce que le pape apparaisse.
And you have to note that also, oh wow, what's happening?
Oh, okay, let's look at that. There we go. The banners are up, and what do they say on them? Allegiance is to God.
Exactly, allegiance is to God.
Subhanallah, labbaik Aba Sadiq.
Labbaik Aba Sadiq.
Labbaik ya Aba Sadiq. This is the true Pope, the new Pope, the only Pope, and it's being shown to the so-called Pope right there. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. This I really do. This is incredible. Subhanallah. Wow. Literal goosebumps.
We were actually able to broadcast that live on YouTube, and it was such a great moment because it was a time where we were able to establish that allegiances to God in the Vatican.
And this was their way of facing the false pope with the information that there is a true man appointed by God, a true pope present in the earth today, and that the believers in this true pope are calling for him to be, recognized as such, for his rights to be returned to him as the true pope.
There you go, there you go. They've arrived as expected on cue.
On est parti.
Nous avons annoncé à ces gens, ora c'è un nuovo Papa.
What happened is that next morning, we all woke up to this outstanding news. Pope Francis had died.
Some breaking news. A short while ago, His Eminence Cardinal Farrell announced with sorrow the death of Pope Francis.
I was shocked. Like, I actually opened my phone that morning, I read the headline, and I was like, no way. This is incredible.
This was the miracle. This was a message directly sent by God.
It was very clear that God was speaking and God was testifying to the message of those believers that yes, in fact, this is the false pope. This is not my pope. Abu Sadiq is the pope that I chose.
True king, the true pope.
Abu Sadiq alayhi salam, he wanted to make a speech to confirm the miracle, that yes, what happened was truly, indeed, it was a miracle, and it was what we thought it was, which is that God was testifying on his behalf.
Yesterday, the Ansar of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the Ansar of the Qa'im of the family of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, the best Ansar on the face of the earth, went out to the four corners of the earth to protest against the false pope. And less than 24 hours later, a great miracle and sign occurred. A sign no less great than the earth-swallowing Qur'ah. The earth swallowed the false pope. He was killed by the mere breath of the believers chanting, Labbaik ya Aba Al-Sadiq.
This message went extremely viral, more viral than any other speech that we've put out, more viral than any other video or any other moment of the dawah. Suddenly everybody was talking about this speech and this man who was claiming to be the Pope.
Whoa! I don't want to say it's cool. I don't want to say it's cool, but it's kind of cool.
His followers visited the Vatican the day before Pope Francis died.
I don't know why he's going viral now. Who calls himself Abdullah Hashem Aba Al-Sadiq.
Something about the Mahdi.
This guy is born to an Egyptian father and an American mother.
Apparently healed at least one person.
This is a Messiah name, Abdullah Hashem.
This guy in your feed.
This man rising up, you've probably seen it all over social media.
Religious scene with some incredibly provocative statements.
The man that everyone is calling the Antichrist.
Now, O Christians in the East and the West, hear me and obey. I am a messenger sent to you from Jesus Christ, alayhi salam. Paul is false and led you astray. The church is corrupt and no longer upholds the law of God.
This was quite a controversial statement, and it had quite a big reaction. People all over the internet started coming out and making response videos to the claims that he had made.
And then when you put in Mahdi, then it comes up with this guy's page.
They have been tranced and taken over.
Right now, apparently the Mahdi has come.
Basically going crazy, saying, what is going on? Who is this man?
All Muslims, a sign of the day of judgment is happening now. A man has gone viral all over TikTok after claiming that he is Imam Mahdi.
And this was what we wanted. The world is going to know that we know that the true Pope is Abu Sadiq.
This was really the miracle after the miracle, which was that God took this message and he used it as a proof upon the Christians. He made sure that every Christian in the world probably has heard about him. And now the choice is up to them, whether to believe or to reject, just like every other human being is faced with that choice. The Christian scholars, just like the Muslim scholars, they kind of have like control over the Christians or control over the Muslims. They consider them their sheep.
One of the Mahdi's disciples called Father Zechariah. She called him and tried to invite Father Zechariah to start following the Mahdi.
مجد المسيح. وهل هشام ده بيمجد المسيح ولا بيمجد نفسه؟ وعايزنا نتبعه هو مش نتبع المسيح، يبقى ده بيمجد المسيح؟ يمكث معانا، يمكث فين؟ هو فين هشام ده؟ شكله ايه؟ طوله ايه؟ عرضه ايه؟ ده ايه؟ في أنهي بلد؟ في أنهي حتة؟ ايه الاستهبال ده؟ لا هي جهالة منتهى الصراحة.
And they don't really appreciate when there's like another shepherd that comes to town, a very exciting shepherd, a shepherd that has a very young, beautiful, vibrant flock.
Let me tell you a story that happened with a person whom we met. One of the sisters in Ecuador, her name is Lorena. She was pasting posters with this message. There was a man who came to her, and he was actually a radio host, a DJ.
Hola, ¿qué tal mi gente? Buenas tardes, por acá DJ Kosovo. De todas las personas que vieron mis historias a través de los estados, este domingo que pasó, había una chica pegando una publicidad que decía: Dios ha elegido un nuevo papa. Ella se llama Lorena, se expresó lo más de bonito y me dijo: Dios ha elegido un nuevo papa, y me contó. Y bueno, yo dije: pero ¿cómo así? Si el papa está vivo y el papa es Francisco, Papa Francisco, ¿no? Al día siguiente yo voy a desayunar, voy a un restaurante y comienzo a ver en los televisores, en todos los televisores: ha fallecido el Papa hoy, hace 3 horas falleció el Papa Francisco. Yo me acordé de la muchacha. Hoy en día la muchacha me está escribiendo. Ya les digo.
And this really opened the eyes of a lot of people into wondering, how did they know? And they asked us, they said, how did you know that we need a new pope? How did you know that Pope Francis was going to die? And of course we didn't. We were just following along in the footsteps of our faith and of our spiritual journey, which said that if Aba Sadiq is the true pope, then we must tell the world this. And God himself, he validated that, he verified it, he testified to it. As he is the one who takes life and gives life, he took the life of the pope that we believe to be the false pope, and he allowed that Aba Sadiq, from him his peace, be known worldwide as our pope.
People accuse us of being a dark movement when we claim, and when Aba Sadiq claimed that the Pope dying was a sign and a miracle from God. But I think people should really go and review their scriptures and their Old Testament and their New Testament. And people should review their own beliefs in God, because all of the people all over the world, I have heard them saying that there is not a leaf in a tree that moves without God being the one who knows and who does it.
If you're a Christian who has studied the Bible, the New Testament and the Old Testament, you will know that actually God has produced signs for the people before, right? There have been many instances in the Bible where God produces a sign so that the people can see and recognize who he has appointed and who he has not appointed. So, for example, in the story of Cain and Abel who brought forward offerings, he took the offering of Abel to signify that he chose Abel as the successor of Adam. And the same thing with Elijah, when he faced off against the prophets of Baal, he produced a sign for the people and accepted the offering of Elijah in order to show to those false prophets that he was with them. And the same thing happened when Korah came forward and he rebelled against Moses and Aaron. He was rebelling against the idea of divine authority, that God had chosen Moses above all else to be the ruler and to lead the people. And God produced this sign by having the earth swallow Korah and all of his associates and cohorts in order to show the people that he was with Moses.
You have 2 people who are claiming the same position. Publicly, there's an open challenge, and within hours, one of them does not exist anymore. So what is that? If you believe in God, if you believe that God speaks, why would he do that? Pope Francis was sick, he was old. He could have died a day before, he could have died a week after. Isn't life and death in the hands of God? Why did God cause him to just instantly cease to live?
This is an amazing sign that shows to the Christians that what the believers worldwide were saying to them, that message that they were afraid to take, the message that they didn't want to hear, was true. And that Aba Sadiq, from him his peace, he is the true Pope. Why did God decide to cut short the life of one of them and not the other one of them? This is a sign for you to realize that this man, Aba Sadiq Abdullah Hashem, from him his peace, he is the Pope. And he is the messenger of Christ for all the Christians worldwide.